This is going to be a live video workout about IM restrokes. This is the most important thing. Okay, I have been focusing on this because I know it is the key to understanding how the hands move for everything, arpeggios, tremolo, everything. So my goal is to be able to sustain just waking up, no warm up necessary. I have to be able to sustain 200 BPM with IM for at least 100 notes. Okay, that's extremely hard, but I think it's possible. And my hands don't move very fast. Okay, I am not a virtuoso. See, my hands are normal hands. So if I figure this out, if it's possible, I think it will be just incredible because I'm gonna be able to share that, to teach that. There are some incredible guitar players out there. Like, for example, I had the chance to be on a master class with Maestro Javier Conde, and I got nothing out of it. Like, he's just so talented. He just spun. Since he was a kid, he was able to do all of that. So he never had to think about it. So I didn't learn anything. I'll be honest, I didn't learn anything on that class. So I think because some people have the ability to it just works. I mean, you're a kid, you just grab the guitar, your movements are working, you don't have to think about anything. So you cannot teach something that you've never had to to struggle with, But for me, it has been a struggle. And I always wanted to be able to play, of course, the Paco de Lucia stuff. And it's very impressive. So for me, it has been a struggle for years, and I think I am finally on the right track to be able to achieve that. So if I can do it, it's like someone who didn't have the talent. I mean, I do have talent, of course. I'm a good guitarist. I can move my fingers. But what I mean by that is I'm not a virtuoso. I'm not one of them. So if I can do it through, utilizing my brain, my subconscious, my conscious, my intelligence, all the information we have out there, I think it's going to be very encouraging, and it's going to help a lot of people, because I have seen a lot of videos with guitarists that are pessimistic about this. They think, oh, you have to born with the talent. Of course, you do need some talent, but I don't think you have to be Paco de Lucia virtuoso to be able to do not what he does at the maximum, of course, but to be very, 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 to play very fast. So basically what I'm saying right now is I believe I can do it even when I don't have the talent of Paco. I will never have the talent that Paco has. My hands will never move as fast as his, yet I think I can do it. And if I achieve that, it's gonna be incredible. How's it going? So I'm gonna show you on this live video. I've been practicing for a while today, and I'm gonna show you this is a new approach to improve the IM restrokes. And I think this is the right track. This is where working on this exercise that I'm gonna share with you on the video, this is what's gonna allow me to get there. I think this is it. So I think it's very, very, very important, very good. So if you are here live, let me know if you can hear me well. How's it going, Okan? We have very, very good guitarists checking out the stream. I have seen it, even subscribers and members of the channel. I have checked them playing the guitar. They are great guitarists. So we have an incredibly talented community. Some of them play faster than me. I've seen their hands moving. I'm like, yeah, you have faster fingers than me. So I have noticed that almost all your focus remains on right hand. Yes, because the left hand is just a piece of cake. I can fret 240 BPM with my left hand. And I know that because I can play with 3 fingers at that fast. So if when it comes to alternating IM, my left hand is not even a consideration because I can play a lot faster with my left hand. And also because I have the classical guitar training, the left hand is just very well educated. But of course I will see once I achieve what I wanna do, then I'm going to, make more videos dedicated for other people. See, right now I'm only focused on what I want to achieve, and I'm sharing my progress and what I'm doing. But once I get what I want, then I'm gonna focus more on serving the community rather than just serving myself and trying to. Yeah, I'm sharing things with the community. So hopefully that helps people out. But right now I don't care at all about the left hand because I can do almost whatever I want with the left hand, and it's not a problem. But I know that's not the case for everyone, so I will definitely share more of that once I get that pack of power. that's all. That's what this is about for now. But yeah, the left hand is a piece of cake. It's definitely for the scales. It's extremely easy. So yeah, but I will share more stuff about the left hand. So now let's get into it. Look, this is it. I think this is the right track right here. I'm gonna show you. Look, I can easily sustain 100 BPM with 1 finger, 16 notes like this. No, not a problem. Let me have the metronome. Let me put the metronome here. And I can do this just waking up. It's not hard at all. So why it's so hard to sustain 200 BPM with 2 fingers, right? If you can do 100 BPM with 1, you should be able to do 200 with 2. But of course, that's not how it works. It's a lot more complicated than that. So this is 200 BPM. So it's not that hard. It's not that hard. So that was 200 BPM. So I was doing, of course, quarter notes with 1 finger. So now that's the direction. So what I'm gonna recommend you to practice is, look, let's first understand what we're doing here. Now you do not have to understand anything whatsoever. You could be talented. Just grab the guitar and be like, okay, I'm gonna try to alternate index middle finger, and then you're making a motion that just works flawlessly. 0 thoughts, intuitively you got it. That's talent. That's being genius. Okay, but if you don't, then you do have to think about it a little bit and then try to help yourself with your conscious part to then find that motion subconsciously. So ultimately you're gonna find the motions subconsciously, but you have to put yourself in a better position to make it more likely to happen. Now let's understand what's going on here. Regardless of what you try to do, you can record yourself with a slow motion camera. I have done that. In no matter what I try, see, even if I do this, like this from the air, and I hit the string very hard, or if I do this, no matter what you try to do, the finger will always, without exceptions, no matter what technique, which joint you try to use to play the strings, the finger will always stop on the string, and you're gonna see it. You can stop it ideally with a flesh. There's no such thing as playing in between the flesh and the nail. You always want to stop with the flesh, then you will play with the nail. If you have nail. If you don't have nail, then we just gonna have that friction and let that release the string, okay? So you can release the string, and if you have nail, you're gonna hit it with the nail. If you don't, then the string is just gonna release and it's gonna produce the sound. Now, you can control more to a certain extent how much you push the string before you release it, okay? So let's say if you try this, you're still doing it, but you are doing it without moving the string that much. So if you do this, you're still moving, so the string is still moving a little bit and then you're releasing, but you're doing it to a lesser extent. So that's the part that you can control when it comes to the contact between the fingers and the strings. You will always, no matter what you try to do, no matter which technique, which joint, it doesn't matter. You can record yourself with a slow motion camera. You're gonna see this is what happens no matter what. You can see it on Paco and absolutely everyone, because it's just impossible not to do this. So now we have 3 joints here to work with, and you can also use the wrist, but let's get that out of the way for now. We have this big knuckle, we have this one, and we have the last joint. Okay, I think it is a good idea to focus and understanding what each joint does and try to train it. Okay, now each joint can move in both directions, but they all have their own capabilities of doing so. So for example, this big knuckle can easily move in both directions, no problem. Even this one right here can move in both directions, but the last joint is almost one way, because really the only way to get it back to its position is by doing some pressure with between the finger and the string. Okay, so that's, for example, you play with the last joint and then you put the finger on the string again, and once you do some pressure and you relax that last joint, you can get it back to a position where you can use it again. Okay, so the last joint, I mean, if you do this with each finger, you cannot move back and forth the last joint. It's just impossible. Now you can do it with the thumb, but not with these fingers. Okay, so now we already established what we have to work with. Now the other thing you have to understand is, okay, if I'm gonna use the big knuckle to play the string, what is the direction of the movement? Well, it depends on the position you have on the hand. Of course, if you have the hand more like this, the direction of the movement could be more up, right? Doing this, you can do this with the big knuckle, with this one. But if you have the hand like this and you do this with a big knuckle, you're really pushing the string down. Okay, but regardless, you want to work on that big knuckle. Just be like, okay, I'm gonna just do this, focus on that big knuckle, and then just keep everything else fixed. You can do that. Okay, now you can also understand, okay, what happened when I use this joint right here. Well, if I'm like this joint is gonna go up. Okay, now how do you really clearly see what that joint is doing to the string? Well, you can just push the string before releasing. So for example, if I use that big knuckle and I go down, I'm gonna see, okay, I'm pushing the string down with this big knuckle right here. The string is going down, then I can release it and it's gonna sound. With this joint, I can do this. Basically, I can make the strings almost touch. Let me get a zoom in on my hands. Give me a second here. Okay. So let me get a zoom here. So look, you can, this is what I recommend you try, so you can clearly see this happening. If you use this joint, do pressure. Don't release the string yet. So you can do this. You're gonna see that the string is gonna get to almost touch the next one, right? So you can do this and then release. Now, when you start doing this, if you do it a lot, you're gonna get some calluses on the tip of your finger. You're gonna get a blister if you've never done this. It's very demanding for the skin of the fingers, but I recommend you do it. So do this. You're gonna see the string. For example, I'll do it on this 4th string, so you can clearly see it on the video. So this is what this joint can do. Now, if you utilize the knuckle, then the string goes down. Now, you're gonna use both. See, you don't wanna use one or the other. At the end of the day, whether you want it or not, you're gonna use all the joints to a certain extent. So now, what is that last joint what can that last joint do? Well, again, it depends on the angle. If you have the angle like this, like a free stroke, the last joint is gonna go in this direction of closing the hand, so it's gonna go up. It could almost go in the opposite direction, going up, right? So those are things you can think about. So when you are trying different combinations of, okay, I'm gonna use mostly the big knuckle, or maybe I'm gonna try to use mostly this knuckle. How do you do that? Okay, so if you're like, I feel like the strength, because it all depends on the strength you have. When you try to move your fingers, you're gonna feel like, okay, I feel a lot of power on this knuckle. So what would you do? How would you play if you feel like you have a lot of power or a lot of speed on this knuckle? Well, you would push in this direction of getting the string to touch the next one, right? Before you release, you can do this, right? What would you do if you want to push this big knuckle? Well, you push the strings down before you release. And again, if you don't push the string before you release and you just hammer on it, you can record yourself with a slow motion camera and you're gonna see that you're still doing it to a lesser extent. So it really doesn't matter what you think. What matters, so it doesn't matter what you think you're doing. What matters is what is actually happening. But sometimes thinking about doing it in a way, even if that's not what you're doing, might help you or not. So that's what we have to work with. Now, that last joint, I feel like it's helpful to turn back the finger. So if I try to go fast, as fast as I can, like 200 BPM, like, see, this last joint is actually helping me. It's actually pushing the finger up. So basically, it's a combination between using the last joint and the extensor from the big knuckle. So it's like doing this. That works very fast for me. And I can do it with this finger. So I think this is a motion that for me right now works very fast. Now the problem is when I use the last joint here on the middle finger, when I use this last joint, the problem is my finger, and I think a lot of people, middle finger, it gets curved a lot. So what happens is the nail, it gets catch on the string and it doesn't flow. So I need some angle here on the nail. So if I were to use the last joint of this middle finger a lot, I would first push the string a little bit and then do this, because if I already have the last joint like this, my middle finger doesn't even go through because of the nail, right? Now you could change the angle a little bit and that might help. So that's something I would definitely try, and I'm always trying different angles, different positions to find. This is all about finding the power, finding the speed. You need some experimentation. If naturally you put the hands on the guitar and it didn't work, you have to experiment. Some people just put their hand on the guitar, they can do it, and they think, well, this is very easy. Why people cannot do what I do? I don't understand. And they would not be able to explain you exactly what they're doing, maybe because you never had to think about it. So that's what we have. Now, here's what I'm gonna recommend you, and this is what I'm practicing myself. When I'm doing this repetition, I don't want to help myself with a wrist motion, because of course that would be cheating, although we can do that, and I have definitely recommended practicing like that. For example, let's say your index finger is slower, you can move, instead of moving the index finger alone, you could move the wrist. So you can do this, for example, and then you move the middle finger. So you can do wrist and then middle, wrist, middle, and that works. Sabicas does that. Vicente Amigo does that. Why? Well, maybe their index finger doesn't move that fast and they are moving with the wrist. So it's basically wrist, middle finger, wrist, middle finger. That works. So that is something that I highly recommend you try. If you feel like one finger is not fast enough, you can move it with the wrist. You could do it with the middle finger, wrist, and then index. So, but in any case, you don't want to avoid the limitations. You want to work on them to see maybe why is that. You want to think of why is my index finger not moving fast enough. You want to find a way to move it fast enough. But ultimately, if it doesn't, well, just move the wrist. So really, there's no cheating here. But I'm not trying to move the wrist right now. What I'm going to recommend you is move the index, and then we're going to release these 3 fingers, and then we're going to move them from the back to the front. So basically, it's like doing this. See, and then the middle finger. Now you see what happened? I'm hitting multiple strings there because of this explanation what I was saying. This last joint of the middle finger, when I curve it, it's hard to. That's the thing I have to work on basically. So once I get this figured out, where I can use that last joint and a little bit, but not too much, and I don't have it locked, then that's gonna work better. So then, once you practice that independence of basically, there's no independence, by the way. All the fingers move together by sympathy to a lesser extent. For example, the thumb and the index, they move together. If I don't have the thumb here, maybe I let it go. When I do this as fast as possible, the thumb is gonna want to move. But now if you do this, it might move, but it might not be a problem, see? So sometimes, even if you don't see a finger moving together by sympathy, it is. So the muscles are getting tense. So the hand works together as a whole. That's why if I can do 100 BPM with one finger, that doesn't mean I can sustain 200 BPM with 2 fingers, because they move together by sympathy. So the fact you're moving the index finger, that's affecting the middle. If you move the middle finger, that's affecting the index. So this is complicated. Okay, but this is that's the challenge. So we're gonna practice a little bit of this, and I'll do it myself. Practice a little bit of this, and then moving the index while I'm doing this. So I'm resting. And then, of course, the goal is to be able to sustain that. Now, when I do the index, I'm gonna try this motion. Try this motion here. So really what I'm gonna try is I'm gonna focus on the middle finger, because that's the difficulty. For me, the index is gonna do this very easily. So that's the kind of exercise. Doing this. Happening to me is like again, this middle finger joint wants to do this, and so that's what I have to fine tune. So of course this takes a lot of work to coordinate, but I think this is the right track. This is the right track. Once I figure this out, I should be able to sustain a lot faster. So rather than thinking on this alternation, I'm actually only focused on this, only focus on one finger, and the other one just have to follow through that, and it's gonna be so it's like that's the idea, right? So I think that's the way. So we're gonna work on that. I'm gonna do it in real time. I recommend you try this yourself, and if you're doing it right now live, you can ask me what's going on, depending what you feel, if you have any questions. So I have been working in the last live stream. I showed that this was working a lot better for me, this idea of to get more power, because I was feeling, my biggest problem with the middle finger was that I was feeling like I didn't have the power. I knew it was there, but it was hard to get tension on that middle finger. And the reason is I was not bending the string back enough before releasing, basically. Back or down enough. So I was doing this, like this, with index ring finger. That's what I was doing. So I'm like, okay, this is faster for me, so let me try to do this with the index middle finger. But there's no power there, there's no sound, there's no volume. It's like, and the reason why there's no volume is because I am not modifying the string. I am not doing this. So you need to do some of that to get the power. And the thing that's interesting is that should definitely slow you down, but I don't feel it does. I don't feel it slows me down at all, and I can get more power. So instead of doing this, more like trying to hammer the string from the air like this, I can still get power, because if you do it hard enough, you're still gonna push the string. But with the middle finger, that was harder. Like, I feel like I didn't have power like this, no power at all. But now, if I do this, if I do this approach, which is basically, imagine like trying to push the string a lot, almost touch the next one, almost like doing this. I don't want to do too much on the basses, because then my nails wear out. But it's like doing this, like pa, then you do this, pa. So it's like this, pa, pa. So that's the idea. And now I think that's one of the reasons why the economy restrokes works so well for everyone. Everyone who has tried this economy restrokes technique is playing fast descending scales, because it makes it more likely for you to be doing this, like this, kind of pushing a lot. And the reason is this finger that's ready here, you're gonna have it ready with tension already. So it's gonna be like this. So it's like doing this. See this? See, this middle finger has tension. So basically, when you are doing economy restrokes, you practice it a lot, most likely you are doing that. So you're getting a lot of power. And the thing is, you can try almost the same ascending too. So what I mean by doing the same ascending is like I'm just pushing the strings like this before playing. So the ascending scale is gonna feel like the descending, because you're doing the same. Now on this live stream we're gonna focus on two fingers, but I recommend you use the ring finger, because the ring and the middle finger especially, they are together. So you don't wanna just not have the ring finger warm, because it's gonna help you. So to work on the ring finger will help you on your index middle finger scales. So I recommend you do the same with the ring finger, at least maybe do like this. Try to push it a little bit. See how fast. I think I can do like 150, 160 with a. This is 160. Have to practice. But practice your ring middle. And then you're gonna see your index middle is gonna be better. So the feeling is to have a constant pressure like this. This is what I feel. So because of this, see, if you do this, if you push, I'll show you with the fourth so you can see it better. If you push the string before you play, when you do this, you release it. You see how the next one is already being pushed. So if you do this again, the next one is already pushed. So this gives you a constant pressure feeling over the strings. And now one thing that I notice that helps me is to use the muscle of the back. So the muscle of your back, like this muscle right here, like this muscle. When you do this muscle here on the back, this way. So by having that pressure, it's like doing this to the guitar with that muscle. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in a classical position or the flamenco position. This kind of pressure here. So it's not the shoulder. Shoulder is still relaxed. The only muscle here keeping the hand in position is the bicep, right? But I'm using that muscle in the back to help me with this kind of pressure. So you can think about it in a way like it's the control over the power is also being controlled by that muscle in the back. So you could be playing more superficially, like softer, like this. See that power? It's down into the back. It's like this, like doing this, basically, this kind of power. So think about that too. See, the technique is everything, like every single muscle. You want to try every single muscle you have available that could help. And I feel like that's definitely a component. So of course, practice your 3-finger scales the same way. This just gonna help you for everything. So get that power. Okay. But now we're gonna focus on the 2 fingers on this. Now I'm gonna start practicing. I'm gonna talk about it that much, but let me know if you have any questions. I'll do it here in real time so you see how it goes. So again, the goal is 200 BPM. So let me get a feel for it. That's not that hard, man. It's just not that hard. I should be able to just sustain it. It's not that easy as being able to do it with 1 finger, but it's not that hard. It should be possible. So I know I'm gonna be able to do it eventually. This is the right track, I think. So I just have to figure out that middle finger motion, basically. Because if I lock it, see, when it gets tense and I lock the middle finger, and that's not gonna work, because I get stuck with the nail there. So I need to use that last joint of the middle finger, but without getting it too tense, so it doesn't get stuck. one strategy to keep that ring, that last joint of the middle finger loose, is practicing this string change. So you would do this. Maybe do it more like. Because with economy restrokes, we're gonna have to be forced to have that last joint loose. If it's like this, it's not gonna go through. So it will be like. So the finger is there, then you start. See, the metronome is just for testing. I don't use the metronome constantly because I'm just trying to find the motion. It doesn't make any sense to use the metronome slowly and just repeat the same motion. I think that's why people struggle improving using the metronome, because they think you can start slow and then just increase the metronome. That's not gonna work, because when you do this slow, you are doing it differently. You see, the muscles behave differently when you go for it. So you have to keep trying and go for it fast to really find it. So you have to find the motion at the speed. You will not be able to find the motion slow. It's not gonna happen, because slow, the hands have the chance to do something different, and they do. So now, once you find it, then you could be able to replicate it slowly. But to find it, you have to go for it. And by the way, one thing we noticed the other day, Paco de Lucia always starts the scales with a middle finger. That's a very, very important clue. So think about that. Paco, all the super fast scales are descending scales. He never plays super fast, supersonic ascending. He can play ascending very fast, but I have never seen him play a 200 BPM ascending scale. Now, can he do it? Of course he can. But it's not easy. Most of the super scales are descending, and he's starting with the middle finger. So that's exactly what we're practicing here. Middle finger descending. That's the key, because of this. So basically what I'm focusing on with this practice is the mastery of that last joint, to use it, to get that power from it, but not to let it lock. So because if it locks, then I cannot use it, basically. And if I have the last joint collapse, then I don't have this power to do the super fast repetition that I'm doing with the index finger. Now, the other thing is the middle finger and the index finger, they both have a different angle. So for example, this index finger is gonna be more likely, it's very good. This index finger is very good at using this extensor muscle with a big knuckle. Because, naturally we have the hand like this. So this from here to here is actually a very natural motion for the index finger. This is something that the index finger does very, very well. So I am helping it with that last joint to release. And that's why this motion is being so good, so fast. But that's not the case with the middle finger. The middle finger might benefit more from, for example, this knuckle, from using this and this a little bit, but not that much, maybe more from this. And the direction of the motion, when you do the pressure over the string, is more towards this way than the index. The index is more down, the middle finger is more this way. So that's a very important thing to have present. You don't want to do exactly, so you're not gonna use exactly the same percentage of power from the joints on each finger. They might be different, completely different actually. And I have seen some very good players that play with the index finger almost completely straight, and you can clearly see the motion is different than the middle finger. So we have to keep that in mind. This is extremely complicated to replicate. The movement of the hands is just I think I saw a documentary like 70%, I don't remember the percentage, but it was the majority of the percent of our brain that is responsible for the muscle movements. Most of that part of the brain is dedicated to the movement of our hands, of our fingers. Is that hard, that important, that precise. I think it was like 70%, something like that, or 75%. You can Google that. Just put it on ChatGPT. Oh, I noticed one thing. When I'm doing this with the index, the last joint of the middle finger gets tense. So if I have it relaxed like this here and I try to do this, see, this happens. You see, that's why like they both move together by sympathy. So we have to realize those things and then try to maybe now work on, okay, I'm gonna try to keep this middle finger last joint relaxed and then try to do my index. So because what happens is, as soon as you use the last joint of the fingers, the whole hand gets more tense. It's just a harder thing to do. So I think as soon as I start using it on the index, the middle finger also wants to do it. Like the whole hand wants to close like this. It is moving. And then this see what happened now. So if I don't use this one, then the thumb wants to move. That's why this is hard, man. The whole hand's moving together. We are not a robot. It's not like, okay, I can do 100 BPM with this one, then I can do 200 BPM with two. And then if I can do 200 BPM with this two, then I should be able to do, the equivalent of keep increasing it with three fingers. It's just not how it works. Okay, so now let me try this. Relax here, and then move the index fast. Oh, it starts moving. Exercise to fix that. It will be like this. So in that way I keep this last joint relaxed. I'm doing this. Thing is, try to do it with the index and not do it with the middle finger. Does one require nails to play 120 BPM? I didn't have nails until yesterday. The previous live stream we did, I had no nails at all. 120 BPM is not fast enough to learn the technique. You can do a lot faster than that. Look, left-handed. This is not a matter of talent. If you're playing at 120 BPM, it's because you have been practicing it with the metronome slowly, and you have been increasing the speed until you got to 120 BPM. And the reason why you are stuck at 120 BPM, if that's the case, is because you started slow with a motion that doesn't work, and as you increase the speed, you're still using that motion that doesn't work, and that's why you're stuck at 120. You should start immediately at 140 BPM. That's the slowest I would recommend you to start. 140 and go for it. It doesn't matter how it looks, just go for it. Look, I'll try left-handed, 140 BPM. I don't practice with my left hand. So you can see it. Wait. See what I'm doing? I am trying. If you do this, see, look, here's the problem. I cannot do it right now. But here's the problem. If you start at, let's say, 80 BPM, you're gonna start playing with a motion that doesn't work. Right now, I don't have the motion on my left hand. So what would I do? Okay, just practice slow if you cannot do it fast, right? So I'm gonna practice slow like this. This doesn't work. So it makes no sense to practice a motion that doesn't work. You don't want to practice that actually, because then you are learning something that doesn't work, and then you have to unlearn that to actually find the good motion. So you want to start right away fast to find a way. Never practice slow something that doesn't work, because then you have to unlearn that. And then some people spend years practicing a motion that's just completely useless. So don't do that. I do not follow the traditional metronome use, not much at all really. Yeah, that's the way I would recommend it. Feel like I walk into a Rick and Morty alternative universe here. Is that I haven't seen that show, but there's a game that I played. It's called High on Life, that I think it was made by that, or inspired by that kind of humor, I think. So let's try it. No, this is 120. That's too slow. 140. Bare minimum is 140. See, I'm getting closer to it. So you see, the struggle is necessary. See, I'm trying. The hand is gonna figure out a way. And if it doesn't, then you start thinking about it. Okay, let me see what's going on, which muscle and all of that. But this is the only way you can find a motion that works. You cannot find, see, I cannot myself. I already know how to do it with my right hand. I cannot even teach myself how to learn the motion if I put the metronome at 80 BPM and just start doing this very slowly, or 60 or something like that. I start doing this, I cannot do it. It's not gonna work. Then I slowly increase the speed. That's not gonna work. Never, I will never find it that way. Go fast immediately and then you fix it. Just keep trying. I think you're missing because you have no nails. Oh, for sure. I mean, the nails help a lot, but you can still do it. So the question was, can you do 120 BPM with no nails? Yes, you can. The thing is just not gonna sound good. The nails definitely give you a different feeling. And the thing is not, the issue is not that I have no nail. It's that the left hand, the tip of the fingers on my left hand are kind of square. So it's like it's stopping the motion. See that my fingers are kind of square and kind of destroyed. So the tip of the finger, when I go over the string, it's like getting stuck. It's not smooth, basically. It's almost there already. Let's try again. It's 140. So you're gonna tell me, someone who has been playing the guitar for a while, you cannot be stuck at 120 BPM. No way. No way. Go for it. Then you're gonna find the motion. We have here Hernan. He jumped like from 140 BPM to 170, 180 in like 4 days. 4 days, probably faster than that. So the reason why, if you feel stuck at a very slow speed, is because you've been practicing too slow. That's why. It's not because you don't have the ability to do it. If I have been performing, no, not at all. I haven't been playing live anywhere. I haven't even been practicing the pieces, the repertoire, because I have been focusing on improving the technique. I do not want to learn and practice the pieces with a technique that doesn't work. What do I mean by that? If I cannot sustain 200 BPM with 2 fingers, my technique still doesn't work. So I have no interest on playing the things with a technique that doesn't work, because I want to be able to play very complicated things. That's why I've been focusing on the technique. So after I figure it out, after it works, then I am never gonna practice this exercise. This is just a waste of time. After I figured it out and it's just like waking up, then okay, I don't have to practice this thing anymore. I'm just gonna practice the repertoire. But for now, that's why I've been focusing on this, and I think I am on the right track. So I'm close to getting it. You can file the fingertips too. Helps you for pull-offs. Oh yeah, definitely. If you have like very dry calluses, yeah, definitely. Like, use some sandpaper, like this kind of polish sandpaper. You can do this stuff. Yeah, it definitely helps. Okay, so let's keep going. Let me get some water. I'll keep going. I think I'm on the right track. And again, I am focused on 2-finger scales because it is the only way to optimize, to find the best motion for the fingers. And I still use 2-finger scales because when I have 4 notes per string, I'm gonna use 2 fingers. But I'm gonna use 3 fingers. So my technique to play scales will be these tone-corrected fingerings. Why? Because it's faster, sounds better, I have more endurance. It's just better in every single way. So there's no reason for me to do an ascending scale like with 2 fingers like this kind of scale, or this one. Even when I can do it, it just doesn't make any sense to struggle with this technique, because I can use 3 fingers. It's gonna be faster and easier. So this is what I'm gonna use: ring, middle, index for descending, index, middle, ring for ascending. Then when I have 2 notes per string, I use two fingers, index, middle, and then I keep going. That's the technique I'm gonna use. And if I use 4 notes per string, for example, look at this scale from Guajiras de Lucia, I would do this, for example. Start with the ring finger here. So it's like, I have to practice a little bit with the 3 fingers. I have a focus on 2. I'll do that later. So that's the kind of fingerings that I would use. I'm not gonna rely on just doing 2 fingers. It's a lot harder, and there's no reason for it. With 3, with this technique, it works faster, easier. So it's index, middle, ring, index, middle, index, middle here, 4 notes per string. So this is easy to just do 4 notes. That's easy. Then 3. And it sounds better too. I've never liked using AMI for 16s because of the accentuation mismatch. That's if you only do ring middle index all the time. The accent, you just practice it and it works. The accent is a matter of accenting it. So it's just practice. But I am basically following what I play on the left hand with the right hand. Let me get the camera farther away so you can see this. Not that much. So what I'm doing is So what I'm doing is, depending on what I'm playing on the left hand, I'm doing on the right hand. So if I am playing here, for example, if I move here on the left hand, I would move on the right hand to keep the same tone. So now instead of playing with one finger, I would do this, and then move the hand. Or not move the hand, it's still a better approximation. That's why here I do this. See, because we move from here to here. If you do this, it sounds good. If you do the opposite, it doesn't sound good. Now I'm using this, so you cannot tell the difference that much, but that's the kind of fingerings that I would use. And I think this should be the way to play scale, especially for classical guitarists. It's better in every single way. It does take a lot of practice, but it's gonna work. I have to practice the 3 fingers. I have to focus on 2. I'll do that later. The thing is, every time you're changing the technique, you try to play something you practiced before, and it's a conflict. So that's what's happening here. I was changing the technique. I recommend you to change. There's no progress without changing. See, people want to improve without changing anything, and I see that all the time. People go to a class with their teacher or to a master class, and they are like, okay, I want to improve now, don't change anything I'm doing. It's like, that's not how it works. If you want to change, if you want to improve, you have to change. If you keep doing the same thing every day, you may be getting more consistency, more mastery, and that's necessary. At some point, we have to stop changing and decide, okay, this is how I'm gonna play, and I'm gonna learn the repertoire, and that's it. But there's no more further breakthroughs if you just keep doing the same thing. So change, try different things. That's what I'm doing every day. can see myself here on the TV. I have a TV in front of me with a camera. When I practice, I watch myself in front of a mirror. I think that helps a lot. So see what's going on. Scalapago did the other day was like. Forgot the answer. Yeah, so for the ascending scales, again, it feels like when you do it this way, when you bend the string like this before, like very heavily before you release, it could be down, it could be this way. When you're doing the ascending scale that way, it feels like the descending with economy rest strokes. So if you have tried this economy rest strokes technique and you can do the ascending scales very well already, and you're struggling with the ascending, do it like this. See, I'm keeping the pressure here. It feels the same ascending. It feels the same, like this. So basically, you want to feel that constant pressure. As long as you're playing the scale, you're doing pressure over the string, because again, once you release it, it goes this way. See, so you're doing pressure. When your finger is resting, it's doing the pressure because it's coming from the pressure from the previous string. So it's like you do this, and and this one is gonna be bent. See, there's no way you have this much pressure on the fourth, then when you do this, you have no pressure. See, you keep the pressure. See, it's like, it's gonna happen. So the whole scale feels like you're holding the whole guitar with your finger like this. Like the weight of the guitar is on the finger like this. So when you're ascending the same way. So that's definitely gonna help with the ascending scales. But again, I would never use 2 fingers for ascending scale. This is a lot better. Use this way, but practice with 2 fingers regardless. But I would use tone corrected fingerings. Index, middle, ring. Index, middle, ring. It's a lot easier. It's still the same technique. And the accent, you just have to practice the accent. You to get the accent, because someone said that doesn't like to use 3 fingers because the accent is not the same. Well, practice 2 and 3. So practice this, for example. And then. So I can do it with 2 fingers, but with 3 fingers is better, and I can do it faster too. So 2 fingers just for practicing, and when you're playing 4 notes per string, it's gonna sound better if you do 1, 2, index, middle, index, middle. For example, do this. Unless you want to just do it as fast as possible, then you can just do ring, middle, index like that. Of course, you're not gonna be able to beat 3 fingers with 2, but unless you want to play as fast as possible, you don't need that for the classical pieces that we play. You don't have to play that fast. So then you can just do index, middle, index, middle. It's gonna sound better. I'm no longer having this issue that I was talking about, that I'm like, man, I don't feel power on my middle finger. I don't have that issue anymore because of this. I'm pushing the string more before releasing it, rather than doing this from the air. You're still stopping, but it's not the same because I'm not pushing it that much. So when I push it, then it's like I get that power easier. I was losing power because I was just doing this. See, I'm practicing like this. What I was doing, I was practicing like this with low power. So then when I try to increase the power, it's like, okay, where do I get the power from? It's very hard if you practice like this. Now, sometimes maybe you just want to do a very soft scale. You want to do like very soft. But to get power, you just do this. See how the finger is like this? That's how I get the power now. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be this way. It could be down. You can push it down. You can push it down with the index, and then you can push it like this with the middle. So middle finger goes this way, index finger goes down. And I think that makes more sense. I focus a lot on this motion. We did it with a video with Hernan. We focus on practicing this motion. And you see I'm not using it. I think still it is very useful. But basically so basically the advantage of doing this is that rather to having to reach with the index, you can use the wrist. So if you want to improve your index, don't do it, but it's okay to have it. And I think it's very useful, especially when you're playing 2 notes per string. So I would use 2 fingers for 2 notes per string. So you're doing this. Very good. To do this. Let me try it different. Forgot this. I was gonna do scale. Forgot. Well, I'll remember it later. Okay, let me try again. The middle finger is the issue there. I think the issue I have to fix is that last joint of the middle finger gets tense when I use this technique. I need to use it, but not to keep it relaxed. Or maybe just try to keep it relaxed. Maybe let me see. Maybe if I try to keep it relaxed, I'm still gonna use it, but just enough. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. So I'm gonna use the last joint of the index, but not the middle finger. And so I'm not trying to not use it, but still gonna use it, but that way I can keep it relaxed. Oh, this is it. This is the way. I'm gonna work on it. This is what's gonna work. Because it's like I was saying, each finger doesn't have to have the same motion. They are going in a different direction. The index could be doing this with the last joint. This is what works better for me when I'm repeating one string, one finger. And then the middle finger could just do this more relaxed. Like this. So it'll be like this, and then this. Oh, this is it. I think this is it. Let me try it. Okay, wait, let me practice a little bit more. Let me try this. going sombrero loco. Do you want to come to a live stream? I invite you if you want to come one day. I can do like I did with Hernan, a Teams meeting, and then I have you put you on OBS, and we can practice together. You're always here. Turn it down a little bit, because if you get tired, then things start falling apart. Yeah, just send me an email. It's arielguitar92@gmail.com. Send me an email, and next time I'll send you a link, and we can go live together. Practicing today is basically this ability to, I'm just trying to increase my IM sustain. So I'm practicing this ability to, because you know I can do 200 BPM very easy with one finger. I can keep it up for a lot of notes. So the thing is how you can double that, right? So that's what I've been focusing on. So what I'm trying now is, with my index, I can use the last joint of the finger to, so I am using the extensor on the big knuckle to get the finger up, and the last joint to do the pressure down, basically. So I'm doing this down, like this motion basically. And now with the middle finger, I'm gonna try to keep the last joint relaxed, but the last joint is gonna be used anyway, because I realize that the middle finger and the index, of course they move together by sympathy. When I try to use the last joint on the index, the middle finger last joint also gets affected. So for example, if I try to keep it relaxed here, if I do this, see, the last joint gets used. So rather than trying to intentionally move the last joint on the middle finger, I'm not even gonna try. I'm gonna keep it relaxed, but it's still gonna move when I do this. So basically, I'm trying not to use it, but I will still use it, because it's impossible not to if you use it on the index. So I'm trying relax middle and going this way. So going this way for the middle finger, but keep it relaxed. And then I'm trying with the index, I'm trying with the last joint basically. So that's the motion. passage. I have never practiced this. Relax a little bit. To get la caña, le dicen eso. In Spain, they call this la caña. You have to. let's go. We can beat back on that one. That's not one of theirs. One of his supersonic. See if I can do 200 ascending. It's very hard. I don't think I've ever done 200 BPM ascending with 2 fingers. It's very hard. Get rid of this cowboy here. Seeing that Paco collapses the middle but not the index. That's exactly what I'm practicing. I think it works because by doing it you are compensating the attack angle on both fingers. You can clearly see it on his Malaeña video. That's exactly what I'm trying. See, I realized that these 2 fingers are different, so you don't have to necessarily use the same motion exactly. So what I'm trying right now is middle finger this direction, so I'm pushing this way with the middle finger. And with the index, I'm pushing down. So I'm pushing down and then I'm releasing with the last joint of the finger like this. So this is this index motion works very fast. And also, see, this is a very natural thing for the index to do. Is from going from here to here. This is actually the most natural position for the index finger is this way. So to use the extensor on the index finger to go up this way, so you basically use the last joint and you go up this way, this just works very well. But now the middle finger doesn't do that easily, that going up this way. You need some of that anyway. So, but I'm trying more this with the middle finger. I'm trying more from this knuckle. So I'm gonna keep the last joint more relaxed, and then from the index like this. So if that's what Paco's doing, I think we're getting closer. So yeah, but I know that Malaeña video when he was a kid. By the way, I have not eaten anything today. Just guitar. So at some point I have to go and stop and eat something. And I did practice before starting the stream. I already practiced. But I feel like when you're feeling that you're making some progress, you should just play the guitar non-stop, because you don't want to forget the feelings. And then once you get it, you want to repeat that a lot. Now let me see where I am. I'll try 170, see if I can do 170. Losing power. So see, when I'm losing power now, I know that it is because I am not pushing it. I am more like doing this. That's when I start losing power with the middle finger. So I want to keep this way. Let's see if I can do see if I can do 180 ascending. Yeah, I can almost do it. I think that's the key, man. I think this middle finger collapse, the last joint collapse on the middle finger. Because the problem is, see, with this angle, the middle finger already, if you use the last joint, it's just too much. See how much the last joint is? So I would collapse here with the middle finger, but then with the index, it's the last joint is actually working very well because it allows you to return with the extensor going up, like doing this. That works very well. So I think the easiest way to look at it is middle finger this direction. So you want to actually do this to the string. Boom! And then with the index going down this way. Index goes down. So it's like two different directions. That's what I feel like is working the best for me. And Paco, I think, is doing something similar. But it's very hard to know exactly what he's doing. I do this to create some heat, some friction between the joints. It helps me. Try 200 again. There's something about 200 BPM, man. It's like, that's it. See, I think Luciano does something like that too. But I'm not sure if he's using the last joint on the index because his index is very straight. So yeah, I don't know exactly what he does. We'll do a video checking out more Luciano. And I think he's a great example because he has that video. See, he was like, oh, this is it, I got it. I'm finally able to do it. So it seems like he had that breakthrough to play at 200 BPM, you know, the scale, the Paco scale. So he doesn't seem to be one of the guitarists who very, very early was able to do that 200 BPM scales. So it will be a very, very good example to, I would really like to know how, what happened, what was the breakthrough for him. His technique looks very similar, even from very old videos. It looks like he's doing the same thing. So what changed? What how you got that breakthrough moment? That would be very interesting. Because, for example, if we ask that kid we saw the other day, he doesn't know. he just tried it and it works. See, he just has so much talent. That kid will never be able to teach exactly how to do that because it was natural for him. So I think the people who can teach you the better, most likely are the people who figured it out later. Like, look at me, I've been playing for many, many years and I've never been able to do it. If I can finally do it, it's because I was able to, consciously understand better what's going on. Which is extremely hard. It's a very, very hard thing to do. And even if I understand very well what I'm doing, once I reach the 200 BPM sustain that I'm looking for, it's gonna be equally hard for people to understand what I'm trying to communicate. But I'll try my best. For now, this is working better than ever, I think, this way. Collapse middle, index like this, like this. I'm gonna try some music because I feel like sometimes when you get stuck just practicing and dry like this, just try some backing tracks and all that, and it just works better, man. The hands, they respond different to music. Like, this is like going to the guitar gym. So I feel like music helps, definitely. And I'm not focusing on music at all. I'm like 0 music, 100% muscle. But music helps the fingers move. Sometimes the opposite, but I'm gonna try some flamenco backing tracks. Let's see, we got it. Let's see. flamenco backing track. Are these the best flamenco backing tracks? The ones from Lucas Gitano family, or do we have other backing tracks that are better? These are the ones I always use because they say the speed, the BPM. I'm looking for okay. 115 BPM. That's too fast. Okay, let's just try this to get into it and then. Well, this is just this is just rhythm. I want one that has music. Let's try this. Yeah, this is all we need. Some reggaeton. I don't even know the speed of this one. I think this. See how fast is this? This is doesn't say the BPM. I'll try a different one. I like to know what's the BPM. This is 170. That's good. This is a slower. that song. This is from Kema Baleardo. That's the Paco Rift. If I tried the picado with metronome, I feel like it's the fastest I can play, but I can't do it with metronome. So you mean this? I forgot. This. a lot easier with 3 fingers, but because you know. Again, the fingering I would use for that is this tone corrected fingering. Start here with the index. Then index again. So index, middle, index, and then ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index, middle, index, middle, index, middle, index, middle, ring, index. Then here I'm gonna cheat. Ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index, and ring, middle, index, middle, index, ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index. So it's that's 3 fingers. Yeah, with 3 fingers I can do 240. It's not that hard. With 2 fingers, 140 BPM is 210 BPM. So 240 BPM with 3 fingers is possible. It's extremely fast, but it is possible. See, this is as high as the metronome goes for. It's like this. That's 240 BPM. And the thing with 3 fingers is that you can keep the speed. That's the thing. And we got a super chat from Hyrule Suffer. You're a fan of Legend of Zelda. I played Ocarina of Time a long time ago, of course. And then I played Breath of the Wild. I have over almost 200 hours on Breath of the Wild. I haven't played the Tears of the Kingdom yet because it's not running very well still on the PC. So I'm waiting until it runs at 120 FPS. Yeah, thanks for the super chat. Three finger scales are just so much faster, and it's super easy in comparison with two fingers. Like, for example, 170 BPM ascending with two fingers is way harder than any of these three finger scales I'm doing. And you do have to practice to synchronize everything. But you know what makes it easier for me? That I'm always doing the same fingering. Always. Again, 6 notes per string. Descending, ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index. Ascending, index, middle, ring, index, middle, ring. So you can practice, for example, accent every 2 notes. Like. I haven't practiced this one. This will be my recommendation. I'm gonna practice it myself. So index, middle, ring, index, middle, ring, middle, index, middle, index. And also, 3 finger scales are the same as 2 finger scales. The same. Because look, if you do this, instead of doing the middle finger, now you're gonna use this. So really, these 2 fingers are together. So you do this, and you do this. Super chat. Well, thank you very much, man. Thank you. So yeah, then you have to synchronize. So what I was gonna say, so 6 notes per string will be 3 fingers, right? So you do 3 fingers 2 times. 5 notes, so that's 6. So 6 will be like this. 5 notes per string, then I recommend you this. Ring, middle, index, and then middle, index. So be. So ring, middle, index, middle, index. And if you go the other way, it will be index, middle, ring. So for example, when I played the chromatic scale, I would use this fingering. I would go ring, middle, index. I would use ring, middle, index, and then middle, index here. So for 4 notes per string, I'm gonna use 4 fingers. So B. That's not gonna be faster as if I just use 3 fingers. See, 3 fingers all the way is gonna be faster. I'm using these fingerings because they sound better. Because of this idea, this tone corrected fingering idea. That you know you're here. So depending on what you play on the left hand, you play on the right hand. So this is a closer approximation. Index, middle, ring. Then middle, index. This is a closer approximation to this. That's why I'm doing this. And it works faster too. So then, when playing 3 notes per string, of course, we're just gonna use 3 fingers. So 4 notes per string would be 2 fingers. So for example, here, or here, or. So if I'm going descending, it would be middle, index, middle, index. Ascending, index, middle, index, middle. And then 3 notes per string, 3 fingers, like. And then when doing 2 notes per string, then 2 fingers. So a pentatonics would be like. The thing is, I have to practice the old things that I was practicing to now do it with a new way. Because I was relying only on the movement of the wrist for this, which also works, but I want to do both. And then, well, that's it. I mean, that's how I do all the scales. So this would be my preferred way. But of course, if I want to play as fast as possible, that's gonna be with 3 fingers. So for example, look at this. This is my fastest scale. This one. Oh, so what I'm using, because I'm smashing the guitar, what I'm using is, this is Mr. Clean, because it's what I had available. It breaks, so it's not very good. But this is from a Mr. Clean, the white foam from Mr. Clean, basically. So I just cut it. And that's what it is. This is not the best because it breaks. So anything works. You can use a sock or whatever. So yeah, just get a foam or something. Put it here to mute, so you don't bother the family. Because I'm smashing the guitar. The other day they were telling me, man, this is very loud. Oh, Magic Eraser. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm using. Yeah. Exactly. So I'll show you. This is the fastest scale I have. I start with the index and I do ring, middle, index all the way. Index, ring, middle, index all the way. For that one I need some oxygen, because I realize when you find a way that works without issues, then you do push all the energy. So I wish I could find a way to push all that energy with 2 fingers. I would play a lot faster. Accentuate every 2 notes. cannot do too many of those in a row because I do get tense a lot, super tense. I'll try it later. I have been able to do that one at 240. But yeah, I don't need to play. I don't need to be able to play it that fast for the classical pieces. So I prefer the tone corrected fingerings, even if it doesn't go as fast as that. So I'm not trying to play as fast as possible with 3 fingers. I'm trying to play easier for longer and with a better tone, and more predictable, more easier to synchronize, because it's always the same with the tone corrected fingerings. It will always be ring finger and then ascending index finger. So index finger for ascending, always. No, I don't think it's 260. That would be crazy. Yeah, it's definitely faster than 220 BPM. Definitely. I have been able to do it. See, look, here's the thing. I could spend the whole day, every day, recording myself, and when it works, see, when I don't make any mistake and the accent is good and the tone, everything is good, that scale at my maximum is very impressive. It is. And so I could make a clip and upload a short to the channel, and people will be like, oh wow, you can play super fast. That is not harder. And I think that's disingenuous. So I'm not gonna do that. Unless I can consistently do something, I'm not gonna upload it, because I think it doesn't make any sense. So, but what I was gonna say, it is a lot harder to play at 200 BPM with 2 fingers. Even 190 or 180 is a lot harder than to play with 3 fingers at 230 or something like that. It is a lot harder. Because also when you're playing with 3 fingers, I feel like the whole hand is engaged. So it just works better, man. I highly recommend you try the 3 finger scales, because it's just so much easier to play fast. So much easier. And it's not that different. And we got another super chat again. Well, thank you very much. Hyrule, suffer. Don't suffer. See, let me tell you something. I learned this from how's the name? It's a guru from India. Sadhguru. I like to listen to this kind of guy sometimes. He said something like, pain is inevitable. Sometimes, you hurt yourself and there's pain. But suffering is a pain that we cause to ourselves. So don't do that. See, never suffer. Never suffer. I mean, sometimes suffering can help, but, it's like remembering something bad that happened and you're causing pain to yourself. So that's a good way of looking at it. So you have large hands and short nails. Short nails are recommended to practice the restrokes. And Javier Conde has huge hands. I don't know how big your hands are, but that is not a bad thing at all. If anything, that's an advantage. If I can say anything about the nail shape or length. So to practice restrokes like I am doing now, even if you have no nails at all, you're good to practice. Actually, you don't want to have long nails to practice restrokes. Right now, I waited 1 week without practicing to grow my nails, and look, they're still not long enough. That's my nails. That's after 1 week without almost not practice at all to grow the nails. Now from here, they look long because of the practice. My skin has recessed. It has gone back because of the practice. So with the hitting the string so many times, so hard, the flesh was a lot closer to the edge of the finger, to the tip of the finger, and it started to retrieve, to go back and back. So you don't want to have long nails to practice the restrokes. Then after you get the motion and things are working better, you want to grow the nail as much as you can while being able to maintain your restrokes. Because when the nails are too long, the restrokes don't work because they are in the way. You cannot play very, very good restrokes with very long nails. If you see Paco, Vicente Amigo, any flamenco virtuoso player, you see that they have very short nails. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, see, you want to have the nails as short as you can still play arpeggios, basically. Because if you have the nails too short, then the arpeggios are a lot harder unnecessarily. So you want to grow them to a point where you can still do your restrokes very well and arpeggios. But you don't want to favor the arpeggios and have very long nails and then you cannot play restrokes. That's a problem. Yeah, for a classical guitar it's the same. See, the technique to play the guitar is exactly the same. There's no difference whatsoever. See, once you have the technique, you decide whatever sound you want to have. So for flamenco stuff, you might want to play with 2 points of contact. So the main difference in the metallic sound, so if you play like this, you get a more sweet sound. If you play like this, it's more metallic. The difference is here, like this, you're playing with 2 points of contact, and if you tilt, you're playing with 1 point of contact. So this is gonna sound sweet, this is gonna sound metallic. So it's not a flamenco thing to play metallic. On classical music, sometimes you want to play metallic. So it's a guitar technique thing. See, the other thing is, once you get the restrokes very powerful and very fast, you can decide to play soft. See, because you play restrokes doesn't mean you have to smash the guitar. Now, you should smash the guitar to practice and to improve, to get the technique. But some classical guitarists are afraid of even using restrokes because they think restrokes means just smashing the guitar. You don't have to smash the guitar at all. You can just play very soft, like this, like I can play very soft restroke. Especially with 3 fingers. With 3 fingers I can whisper 200 BPM scale. Look. It's a whisper. Very easy. Let me get this out of the way. So, really, you can... Once you can smash, you can play whatever you want. So that's the idea. Smash first. That's the hard part. So for smashing, just bend the string before releasing. Pa! You get that power like that. So yeah, I don't think the size of the hand is like you having big hands. I don't think that's a bad thing at all, man, at all. Look at Javier Conde, man. Javier Conde has overpowered hands. His hands are huge and powerful, and he can do the stretching like nothing. Or you can see Manolo Sanlúcar. Manolo Sanlúcar has very small hands, and the technique looks so flawless. Manolo Sanlúcar technique is so good. It just looks so correct. So I don't think you need to have a specific size on the hands or anything like that. You've seen classical guitar play arpeggios with extended fingers, so they need longer nails. What do you mean by extended fingers? But if they are curved, oh, I know what you're saying. So, curve like in flamenco, no need to long nails. Yeah, some people have the nails going, the shape of the nails. Some people have the nails going more down. Some have the nail more flat, and some people even have the nail going the other way, like this. I had a friend who had the nails going this way, and then thanks to that, he could use a technique that I've never seen anyone use for his pulsation, and his pulsation is incredible. So I mean, everyone is different, and everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, but at the end, the basic principles of how the hand moves, they apply to everyone, unless you have different blood like Paco or Yamashita or something, that their hands just move differently. Yamashita is just, we have to make some videos about Yamashita, because he's just a freak, a freak of nature. We have some incredible virtuosos in the pipeline that we're gonna work on. Gonna try to learn from them. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try. See if I'm still fast. 200 BPM again. No, I was using the backing track. Just gonna use the backing track. me know if the background is too loud, or so I can tweak it. If it's too loud, I can lower the volume of the background track. Happening to me last time, it's like I didn't have power. It was because I was not doing this. Let me say my nails are too long when I can push directly through the strings without being stuck from an anatomical resting position to be closed first. I have smaller hands and short nails. So you said first you have big hands. Oh, you're telling me I have large hands. No, my hands are normal. Like, my hands are not very, very long. I mean, for example, Javier Conde hands, I was in front of him. His hands were like this. Like, the finger was like this, a lot bigger than my hands. My hands are, well, you can see in comparison with the whole of the guitar. But having a shorter hand is not a problem. I mean, Manolo Sanluca had a smaller hand than me. The fingers, basically. That's not a problem. But if your nail doesn't go through the strings like this, I mean, basically, even with long nails, you should be able to do this without your nail getting stuck. You have to be able to do this. So when you're filing the nail, you go and you polish it. You make sure that when you do this, there's no resistance. So the way I shape the nail is I make it the shape of the finger, and then on the index and the middle finger, I reduce a little bit from the inside. So the inside is a little bit shorter. I create a ramp from the inside of the nail. See again. You see? Again, they look long, but it's because the flesh has retrieved. They are actually short. You see, that's the result of the impact. See how the flesh has gone back? Well, you don't know the comparison, how it was before, but I'm telling you, my flesh was almost at the edge of the tip of the finger, and now it's just going back and back. So now the nails look long, but they are not very long. So that's what I would recommend you. But that's something you have to experiment with to find the sweet spot. But definitely you want to be able to do this freely, like no resistance from no catching. You don't want to, if something like that happens, you have to, you know, get that inside of the nail file. Thank you very much again for the super chat. You wonder if tremolo might be smoother with long nails. I'll tell you. See, actually practicing tremolo and scales, especially a 3-finger scale, is actually a very good combination. So I don't mind practicing some tremolo now. I'm gonna give you the secret to play tremolo. This is something I didn't know before, and I kind of struggled. Let me show you. See, there are 2 ways of playing tremolo for me that I have found that they work, and I recommend you practice both. But the way to get the tremolo working easier first, like for example, if I was gonna teach myself how to play tremolo left-handed, this is how I would start, or teaching anyone. So rest the dorso of the nails on the first string. See, I'm touching the first string with the dorso of the nails. Okay, so it's a rest. And from there, you're gonna do this gesture. You can use the pinky too, all the fingers if you want. So you're gonna go this way, you're gonna go to the inside of the hand, like this. So you rest, make sure you rest on that string, and then you do this. So now that's gonna be weak, but don't worry about it for now. Just do this gesture. And fast. You don't want to try that slow. You don't want to practice tremolo slow, because slow has nothing to do with fast. So you don't want to do this. That's not what's gonna happen when you go fast. So you want to go this, like this. And then you want to do like 1 or 2 in a row. Like do thumb and all the fingers. Let me remove this for now, so I can hear myself. So you want to do 1 or 2 in a row like this. First do 1 like this. And again, when you return, you're returning with the dorso of the nails touching the first string. See? If I rest in the back of the nails, I'm lowering the right hand. Exactly, yes. So see, let's say for rest strokes, you have the hand like this. You're gonna do tremolo, you might have the hand a little bit more like this. Like to do an asapua, like he was saying, like doing this. Not that much, you don't have to have this hand. Not like this. Not that much, see, it's not that much, just a little bit of that, but not that much. So try 1 or 2 in a row fast. And then again. Let me show you that I'm actually resting the dorso of the nail, because some people can't believe that's actually what's happening. I am resting the dorso of the nail. And I'm telling you, because I had a student and he was telling me, oh, you're actually doing it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm telling you. Because a lot of times someone is teaching you how to do something and they tell you do this, and that's not what they are doing. I am actually doing that. Look, I'm resting the dorso of the nail. See, I'm doing this. Of course, when you're playing on the first string, that's not necessary. So that is one way, okay? And of course, you can do it with 3 fingers. You can, like, same idea, right? Now that is one way. The other way, and I recommend you practice this a lot, is going from the top down using the extensor muscles. So do this. When you play the index, get these 2 fingers up like this. And when you play this, get the index up like this. So I am utilizing the extensor muscles from the knuckle to get the power. And then when you play the strings, you're gonna go down. Now for this tremolo, for this way, this is a way to get more power. You don't have to be like this. You don't have to be like this, resting the dorso of the nails. You don't have to be like that. You're gonna be more like this. And by the way, the hand looks like I have the hand like this. It depends on the camera angle. If I'm like this, it might look different. So don't think I'm like too much this way. It's just the camera angle. So this way is like this. When you play the index, you make sure these 2 go out. But again, practice fast. 1, and 2 in a row. So the key here is this. See how I'm exaggerating it so you see it. Again, you don't want to practice too slow, because a slow has nothing to do with reality. A slow, you can do whatever, it's gonna work. You have to go for it immediately. Right? So that's what I would recommend you. Those 2 different ways to play the tremolo. But again, the most important thing is try fast, and then the other thing is these 2 fingers go together. So when you do this, they go together. And then when you do index, you get them back. It's like this and this. Same for 3 finger scales. These 2 go together. And then when you do index, you can do this. See, these 2 go together. You rest them both at the same time. Then when you do index, you do this. Same for the tremolo. These 2 together. Also, for the tremolo, just practice this too, like. Would it be possible for you to give us the best exercise for playing fast scales like Pago, or the ones that work for you, or generally how have more coordination between and best ones that have been so good for you? So, see, really, the exercise itself is not relevant. It's how to play the exercise. Because again, I went to a Javier Conde workshop, and Javier Conde is a monster player, absolutely unbelievable. He showed me a bunch of exercises. I learned nothing, because the important thing is not all the exercises you do, it's how you play the exercises, the technique. What I'm trying to show you here, it's like, for example, imagine you tell me, I want to learn how to play tremolo. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to show you Recuerdos Alhambra. And you learn the whole thing. You know the piece. You know, okay, these are the notes. did I show you how to play tremolo? No. See, you can play the whole thing wrong with the technique that doesn't work. So the important thing is not the exercise itself, it's how to play the exercise. Now, it is true that some exercises, some no, I mean, they are all designed to make it more likely you're gonna do it right. So, to put you in a position that's gonna help. So, for example, if I'm gonna show you economy restrokes, and I would definitely start there. If you wanna play the Pago super fast stuff that I'm still trying to play, I mean, nobody can do that, but you try your best. You want to start with the economy restrokes. So if I'm gonna show you that technique, I'm gonna show you this exercise. So this is what you're asking me. Start here, play any chord and do this. So you're doing this pressure here with a finger. So this finger index is only doing this. So it's doing this. And then with the middle finger, the same. So keep the pressure. I would recommend you do this. So, which is basically this, you can practice the pentatonic scale. Or for example, the diminished scale, I like that a lot. This scale, I like it a lot for that. So what I'm doing is 1-4, 1-4, advance 1 fret, and then from the 3rd to the 2nd string, advance 2 frets. So practice a lot of 2 notes per string scales to get the string changes. That's the hardest thing to do when playing a full scale, is the string changes. So in that way, you're gonna learn economy restrokes. Now how do you use it? Like this. See how I'm resting this finger and keeping it there? So it's ready. Again, middle finger ready, index finger ready, index finger ready again, middle finger ready, index finger ready. So it's this. So that trivializes the scale, trivializes the string changes. So that's where you want to start with economy restrokes. I feel it's harder to go from bass strings to treble notes, and the same for you as well. Yeah, of course. So now, once you get this, I recommend you focus on the descending scale, playing it with it. Now, this is if you want to play with 2 fingers only, okay? I would recommend you do 3 fingers, but definitely practice with 2 fingers. Now, to do the ascending scale, I mean, I'm still trying to improve that myself. It is harder because you cannot do the economy restrokes. You cannot do this. So you cannot. But the key is to keep this pressure, basically. Look, this. So you're going to play the ascending scale, feeling exactly the same as the descending. So it's like, look, I'll show you very clearly. If you do this, so you want to try this. Be careful to not drop the guitar, so hold it very well. So you want to feel the weight of the whole guitar in your finger, like this. So when you do the alternation, you want to feel that your fingers are holding the guitar. So when you are ascending, you want to still feel that weight of the guitar on the fingers. So like this. So again, try this. Bend the first string until it almost touches the second, then do this release. And you're gonna see when you release, this happens. I'm showing you on the basses because you can see it better on the video. So if you do this before you play, you release. Now you're gonna see how the fifth is also, see, immediately the fifth is like that. Because the pressure was there already. See, look again. So that's how I recommend you to try for the ascending, because it's gonna feel like you're playing an ascending scale. Look. So it's like this. And of course, you have to practice a lot. I mean, look at me. I've been practicing for 5 hours straight, you know, practicing scales for 5-8 hours the whole day. You have to practice a lot. But the technique is that basically just smash it. Because then later it's easier to just do it softer. Or a crescendo if you want. But to smash it helps you with finding the motion, basically. It's gonna help you find the motion to do this kind of pressure. So you want to feel that the whole scale, you have attention. See, it's like the whole scale is like finish the scale. It's not like it's not like each finger plays and then you relax like this. That doesn't work for me. And also, you can help yourself, for example, with the back muscle, with this muscle here. When you do this kind of stuff, this muscle in the back that does this, you can help your to get more power, like this, like this. Like the hand. See how you can get more power by doing this? That's gonna help you a lot. See, you need to create that pressure down. But of course, you want to practice the negative crossing, because you have to do it sometimes. So I recommend you practice this exercise too, like this. Exercise. See, index, middle, so index for this one, middle for this one. So practice starting with the ring finger, starting with the middle, starting with the index, and focus on the finger that's changing the string. See, I'm concentrating a lot. Initially, I don't have to think about it that much anymore. But I was definitely concentrating a lot. Okay, if I start a scale with the index, first string change to the middle. Then index, middle. See? Like that. So concentrate on the string changes, basically. What about the burst? Yeah, practice the burst too. Pago did a lot of. You can see it on a video before a concert. He was like something like this. See, practice the bursts. But practice both. You practice both, and I recommend you to definitely make sure you can play long and then practice burst. But if you do burst only, you might be doing something that doesn't work well. So combine the burst practice with the long scales. Very long scales, forever long scales. How to get faster, because there is a lot of crazy speeds out there. Antonio Rey, David Rosa doesn't play fast at all. He plays incredibly well. I think David Rosa is the best classical guitarist in history, by far. But he's not about playing fast. Of course, he has some virtuoso passages, no question about that. But he's not the one who tried to play fast. But Antonio Rey, I'm not sure. Antonio Rey, yes, Antonio Rey is incredible. I like a lot Antonio Rey. I think he's one of the best. But he's not the one who trying to play as fast as possible. The thing that I like the most about Antonio Rey is the dynamics, the creativity, the power, the scales for Antonio Rey sound very powerful. See, he can play a 170 BPM scale that because it sounds so powerful, it seems like it's faster than what it is. But when you put the metronome, you're like, that scale was not that fast. But it sounds so impressive because of the power. So power is very important. Antonio Rey smashes the guitar brutally. So I like that a lot. And with dynamics too. So that's also something that makes it more impressive. Like if you're playing soft, see, if you want the guitar to sound loud, you have to first make it soft. So you want to play something soft, and then when you play the hard stuff, then it's impressive. Because if everything you play is hard, nobody knows. I mean, of course, guitarists know, but it's normal. See, if everything you play is hard, it becomes normal, and then it loses the effect. So you want to definitely save your energy and do soft, and that's what makes it impressive, the dynamics basically. So to play soft, you can just go over the strings like this, very like this. So instead of doing this this thing that I'm telling you, you can just do this. Basically, just go over the strings very softly like this. Like this. Very soft. And then to get more power, you go more like this. Like. So the power, you can get it not only from the fingers, but you can get it from this pressure down. if I have tried negative crossing thrills with this new approach, I haven't tried anything with this new approach other than what you have seen on this live stream, because I started live. See, this way of playing that I'm telling you, this is just today. Like last time I last live stream I started doing this and this, pushing it down, and today is that I'm trying this index with the last joint like this, and then middle collapsing the last joint. So I haven't practiced anything, but the negative crossing, I actually struggled when I tried the negative crossing. It works. And where can you learn those scales from? You're new to guitar. Okay, I will show you. That's why I have a lot of questions. No, ask me. So that's why I'm doing this. I'll show you. I wanted to tell you the power is an illusion. Exactly. It is an illusion. Absolutely. It's like if you start playing the guitar super powerfully, nobody knows. See, nobody knows you're playing hard until you play soft. See, everything is fast or powerful in comparison to what? Because we can play the guitar as hard as possible, then a pianist goes and does this, bang, and it sounds it's super powerful in comparison. So to create the illusion of a speed, something can be fast, but whatever, you can start fast and it is fast. But really, if you want to create an impact, you need contrast. You need the contrast of something slow and soft, and then you go fast and powerful, and then it's a big contrast. So I think the performance and the music is just about trying to exaggerate as much as possible that difference. And I think that is something that Antonio Rey does very, very well. He can play soft, and also sometimes he's playing a melody with a thumb without the nail. So when you do that, now you're playing a melody that sounds not only quiet, but also without that nail attack. So it's super different. And then when you go from this to this, wow, what a big difference. And you go from this to like, it's a big difference. So that's definitely important. Jose Maria Banderas, I don't know who that is. You live in Spain. They all play soft. Okay, yeah, playing soft is very important. The thing is, I focus on smashing the guitar and trying to get the power, because then playing soft is easy. See, I can play soft. The difficult part is to play hard. I can do this very soft. It's not, especially with 3 fingers. With 3 fingers, I can play very fast, very soft, like nothing. But the thing is, you want to get that power. See. So I focus on the power, but then if I want to play softer, it's easy. But I think we definitely have to practice with dynamics. But yeah, you live in Spain. There's a lot of street talent, I guess. If you go to, I've never been in Spain. One day I will for sure. I guess you go to the streets of Spain and you're gonna see a lot of very good guitarists. Vicente Amigo, it's so incredible. Vicente Amigo is like one of the best. Unbelievable, especially the compositions. he has a very unique way of playing. I think one of the hardest things is to achieve is to have that sound and that kind of playing that people hear and immediately they know that's you. It's like David Russell. You hear David Russell for 2 seconds and you know it's him, just by the sound. Vicente Amigo is like that. Immediately, you know it's Vicente Amigo. I mean, it's very, very unique. So yeah, Vicente Amigo is like one of my favorite for sure. Actually, we can check out some Vicente Amigo stuff. It's all copyright, but I can just delete it later. So I prefer to do the live streams because I can play whatever I want, and if it's copyright after the live stream, I get the strike, and then I just go to a studio and then select erase all the parts that are copyright. I like a lot. This is like one of my favorite things from Vicente Amigo. Is the Soleá he plays live. See if I can find the video of it. This is definitely copyright. See if I can find specifically this performance. See if I can find this. He has many versions of this. This one. Yeah, this is the one. See if I can. I like this. The scale. I love this one. Oh, this one is already started. Let me see if I can find a version that's not. I don't know why that one started already. Can you tell me the name of a video that already that has that full performance? I don't know why that was started already. Because that first scale is like one of the best. Oh, I think it's called. I know. So yeah, I think it's this. No, full concert. Well, if I cannot find it, I'm just gonna listen to that one. It's unfortunate because that first scale I remember is fire. Okay, well, it's fine. Just listen to this. Man, what a shame. No, man, I want to listen to that scale because it is incredible. If you know what's the name of the video that has that from the beginning? I don't know why that's cut. No. Let me see if I can find it like this. Full concert. same video I was playing. Yeah. Man, that's so weird. I thought it was that same video. Wow. It's the Taranta. So what's the name of the video that has... So basically what I'm looking for is exactly this performance, this concert, exactly this one, but the whole thing. Let me try... let me try like this. See if I can find it. See if it's this one. See, it's already started. That's a shame because, well, that's fine, man. Let's just watch it this way. But that first scale he plays, it's just amazing. My friend Jose Tejada from Cuba, I'm from Cuba, plays soft, but when recorded and amplified, he sounds strong. Well, if you amplify it, I mean, you can. I'm not sure if he's using an electroacoustic guitar or something. I don't know him. Jose Tejada. I don't know who that is. You know, thing is that he's a flamenco player, but he sounds like a classical player. Who is that? Vicente Amigo? No, I think he sounds very flamenco. Okay, let's listen. Let's hear this one. I mean, that's. I like that a lot. See, that's the. They do that so well. Paco and Vicente Amigo, all of them. They do a lot of this two string fast passage like this. Let's learn this. I like this scale a lot. This is a scale. So you do 1 3 4 1 2 4. That's what he did. That's the thing. I love that scale. See, you see that I mean, everything. It's just amazing that the way he ornaments the melody, like with this stuff. It's incredible. Man, that's just fire. That is fire. Let's learn that scale. Let's see. Okay, let me listen to that. he did. I think that's what he did. Something like that. Super loud. I don't know if he's, well, the microphone is right there, but he definitely nails the technical, the sound setup and all of that. I'm sure he goes there. Okay, here is the microphone. Here is the speaker you're gonna use. Like all the sound setup, I'm sure he makes sure that's right. Because it sounds so perfect. Charles Alexander. Oh, someone analyzing the technique of Vicente Amigo. No, I haven't seen him. No. He's collapsing the joints. He has, the joints of Vicente Amigo are very flexible. Very, very flexible. So he's collapsing the joints very heavily. The wrist. He moves the wrist very heavily. I think it's the index. Let's see. It's most likely the index. His index. He's helping. Let's lower the speed and see when is that wrist motion. Let's see. Yeah, it's the index. So he is helping. The index is slower for him, so he's moving the wrist to play the index. He's playing with no nail and on the thumb, so that creates a very soft, very mellow sound. And then when you go and play with the nail, it's a big contrast. Antonio Rey does the same thing. That works so well. I think it's also, notice he has almost no nails. Almost no nails at all. Very short nails. It was a punch in the face because what was before that scale was like, very soft, very no nails, like very, very beautiful, and then boom. Take that one. So that's why it's okay. Let's leave it there because I don't want to play the whole video. It's gonna get copyright anyway. You can check it out. And this video has very low resolution. I don't know why. There's a better version out there for sure. So Vicente is incredible. Yeah, there are some videos. I have seen some videos of people trying to analyze the technique. It's very hard, man. It's almost impossible to know exactly what they're doing. Because, he has different hands. His joints are very flexible. So you know when he rests the thumb, and it's different. Like I cannot do that because my thumb doesn't bend like that. My joints are very like for example, look at my middle finger doesn't pass the straight too much. You know, he has very flexible fingers. So I think I already share what I wanted to share on this live stream. I'm gonna keep practicing today. Do you have any questions before we finish? Anything you want me to touch on? Let me know, because I think I have to go and eat something. It's no way. It's 8:25 p.m. Oh my god. How long was this live stream? 3 hours, man. The time flies when you're doing these live streams. So let me tell you, it is 8:25 p.m. I have been practicing today, the whole day, before I started the live stream. And I have not eaten anything. Like, I have not eaten, just water. So for breakfast, guitar. For lunch, guitar. For dinner, guitar. Well, I have to go and eat something. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it there. I have to go and eat something. So thanks for stopping by. We'll do more of this, but I do have to make videos, man. Whoops. The camera snapped. I have to make videos because YouTube doesn't recommend the live streams at all. So live streams are actually not good for the channel to grow. I have to make more videos. So maybe the same things that I have been sharing on the live streams, I'll put them on the video to see if I can grow this channel. I have a bigger channel about tech. You see all the computer stuff is from my PC for the other channel. So I've been doing YouTube for 4 years with my other channel. So I started this one like 9 months ago, I think. So I have to make videos, man. The live streams are not good for the channel at all, because YouTube doesn't recommend the live streams. After they go live, then they are almost dead. The YouTube algorithm doesn't reward live streams after they go live. So yeah, but I need to practice. That's why I've been doing this. And I like live streams more than videos because it's more real. It's more real. It's more genuine, more honest. So yeah, let's leave it there, man. Thanks for stopping by. I will do more of this maybe tomorrow if I have a chance. But yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the super chat. Hyrule Suffer 1. Thank you very much. And thank you everyone. Sombrero Loco, we can go live next time if you have a chance. Send me an email and we can do a workout together. So yeah, let's leave it there.